Hello, it's Ant-Man here again, and you can tell I'm already back on my hobby horse of a Kerbal Space Program. I can't leave this game alone, but today it's not all an act of onanism, as always. I'm just going to make a quick little video for you fellas out there just to show you just a few basics. Some people are having a bit of trouble getting into orbit, getting to the Mun, and sort of just basic spacefaring tactics. So I thought I will show you a few bits, because once you learn, I learnt myself by watching other YouTube videos, once you learn a couple of really basic bits, you can really, get a good rocket going. So we'll just start a new rocket. Anyway, I will use all the stock parts that come with the free demo version of the game, the 0.13, I believe it's called. So, Command Pod Mark 1, I'm sure that's in there. So throw that a bit higher. What we'd do is, we want one of these fuel tanks with 400 capacity. Go for one of these rockets with 200 thrust, and it's got thrust vectoring. I'm sure that's in there as well. Now, we'll add a decoupler. Let's throw that in there. So that's like our stage, because this little tip of the rocket here will be what we use for flying around with, sort of actually landing on the moon. And then the rest, sort of, the rest of the giant bit of rocket will just be getting up there. Basically, it's hugely inefficient, really, just trying to get up there. So what we'd do, actually, how will I do this? Okay. Fuel tank on there, connected, another one there. 3, just adding them randomly, 4, 5. And now what we'll do, we'll just add a couple more by using the symmetry tool up here. Best tool ever for building rockets. Symmetry and snap to angles. Click it again and throw it on the side, so you can see like it's throwing 3 rockets on at the same time. So, fuel tanks, sorry. So we'll whack them on there. And there we go, we have a giant cock and balls rocket. So, what we'd do as well, we'll just add more of these engines on there. One in the middle, thusly, and one on each of the other bits there. So, that should give us enough fuel, I believe. Maybe I'll add another one on these, like that. That'll certainly give us enough. So, now what we'll do is we'll go to the structural, and we just have to strengthen this up a wee bit. So we get the strut connectors. These are well handy. Make sure the symmetry's still on, and click on the side of one of these tanks, and click just on the middle. That hasn't worked. It's a great example of me showcasing. We'll try it again, it can be a bit finicky. Click on there, and then we'll click on the main rocket. There we go. And then, because the symmetry's on, if we go round, we can see it's happened to all other sides of the rocket. So now I'll just do the same for this other tank here. I'll throw it to the middle, and we'll do the same for this bottom set. They don't have to be particularly tidy, I mean, I'm just a bit anal like that. There you go. That was a bit wonky, doesn't matter. So now these tanks are sort of shored up and held onto the main body. It will make it a lot stronger. So that should do us. But I think what I'll do, just to make sure, is I will add, go back to the first page here, the radial decouplers. Add that onto there, because what we'll do is, if we go back to the propulsion, the engines, we'll add on some of the solid fuel boosters. I have some of those. There we go. And I think what I'll do as well, we don't really need these, but I'll add some canards, these sort of wings, they help us turn in the air if we need to manoeuvre. So that'll do us, I think. You don't need anything more. This will get us to the Mun and back easy. Oh, and also what I do, just for a bit of a flourish, we'll add some legs onto it. A couple of landing struts, because I plan on getting there. So, there we go, that will do us. Should I add a parachute? Yeah, we'll add a parachute into the nose cone. Oh, that's a big parachute, we don't want that one. We'll have that one. And there we go, that will do us. We're ready to fly. So, we will launch. So I mean, it's really tempting to sort of keep going back and forth between sort of like flying it and building it and sort of making it bigger, making it just adding more rockets, adding more power. But it doesn't get you a huge amount. If anything, it will sort of like give you less of an orbit, just because you're far too heavy. So anyhow, a couple of quick things. Yeah, altitude up here. You use that a wee bit. The atmosphere, it's just a rough guide. The fuel, here, well, this side here, the staging information, you'll only use it to sort of like look and see how much fuel we've got left. But this down here in the bottom of the HUD, this is the most important thing for any sort of navigation. It really is fantastic. But I can show you more of that once we get up there. Anyhow, we can press the T key. You can see it's brought up the SAS symbol there. Quite important key, T. When SAS is on, it will try and hold the rocket true in its current direction. It will try and hold it. Who the hell is tweeting me? Ugh, Shatner's bassoon. What's he up to? Hopefully I have another video from him on the site soon. Anyhow, sorry. Press the T key. SAS comes on. It will try and hold you straight, which is handy if you just want it to sort of stay there while you're boosting the rocket. Anyway, shift to put the throttle up to full. SAS is on, and we'll set off these boosters, and off we go. These boosters can kick your rocket around a wee bit, and they can jostle you around. They're not the most of controlled power, and there's no throttle. Once you turn them on, that's it. So that's just give us a couple of 1,000 meters. And we hit space, throw them off, and we get our main rockets going. And off we go, just using the up, down, left and right keys just to try and keep us like pointing straight up. You can see from the little 3D compass there. I'm going to back off the throttle a wee bit, just to about half power, because see, our speed hasn't dropped a huge amount. It's like it requires sort of like the square amount of power just to get out a sort of linear amount of input. Basically it means, sure, we can run at full throttle, but we'll be using huge amounts of fuel just for a very, very minor speed increase. So yeah, back it down to half throttle. See, we're still gaining speed, and our fuel consumption is way, way better, which will really help us. So off we go. If we press the M key, M for mother, and bring up the map, and here we are. If we zoom right in, because we're only very low, you can see here's us. We'll bring up that button there. Well, whoops. You can see the rocket just started to go a bit off course there, because I'm an idiot. There we go. I'll just contract that a wee bit and I'll pull it back there so we're heading true again. Okay, lovely. So you can see our sort of where we will fly, our sort of like arc, our flight path. What I'll do, I keep boosting. We're looking for this, the apex, the apoapsis, to be about 70,000 meters, because that means once we're that high, we're out of the orbit. Sorry, out of the gravitational, well, the major amount of gravitational pull of Kerbin of the planet, and we can yeah, go off into space if we so choose. So we're looking for about 70,000. So once we get around there, we'll just back off the engines and yeah, we'll just float up to there. So there we go. I'm not using any sort of time acceleration at this bit. Oops. Okay, I overdid it there a bit, but that shrink down because we're still in the gravity, and it's sort of just adjusting, it's calculating and refining that figure. So it should hopefully there we go, it's slowing down now. So okay, so if we press M again, go back to our rocket, we're floating high above and we're still and we're slowly decelerating. So basically once we get to 70,000 our apoapsis, then we'll start coming down again. We don't want that to happen. What we'd like to do is to start orbiting the Earth. So what we need to do is get to, because we're on the equator, it's quite fortunate, and the moon is also, the Mun, sorry, is also in the same orientation as the equator. We basically just need to sort of like turn sideways, like sort of face east, if you will, and just rocket and just sort of get the power out, just so we can get fast and we're making orbit. So you'll soon get it once you start doing it. So basically just line your rocket up, I'll go back here, until we get to 270. On here it may be a bit slow. So basically this is orienting us east, I believe. East or west, one of the two, it doesn't really matter, either way will be fine. So yeah, 270, and then we'll turn the rockets back on, and we'll just put them up to full blast this time. Because we want to be blasting this way, because basically, you can see our path now. It's now starting to elongate. Basically, if we keep on boosting, which we will, it's going to make us put us in orbit around the planet. And because we're at 270, we are sort of going directly, we're going east or west. Again, it doesn't really matter. I know if you go, you can either use 270 or 290. We're still going. How much fuel do we have left? We're basically looking at getting to about 2,500 meters per second. And our fuel tanks run out. That's okay. We'll just split off our last little land a bit. And we'll continue burning. So okay, here we go. So if I cut the rockets now, which I will momentarily, look, you can see now if I go above, we're now in an orbit. Albeit a sort of a eccentric one. It's a bit further out there, but now if I sped up time, it will just continue around and around the planet. But no, we have our sights set on the moon, so if we continue pointing at 270 and we put the throttle back on, if I zoom out, watch our orbit, watch the blue line. It's going to prolapse itself out up to full throttle. See it growing? Because we're out of the Kerbin's gravity now, it only takes a little bit of rocket to make a huge difference out here, because there's there's very little gravity, so I'm slowing the rockets down. We don't want to go outside that white line. Not really. Otherwise we'll be wasting a bit of fuel. Oh, little smidge more. Little smidge more. So there we go. So now you can see our blue orbit is going to go out. It's going to intersect with the Mons, and then we're going to come back around the Kerbin, the planet. And then basically, if we just keep like this and accelerate time, you can see that eventually, as we keep spinning around here, we're going to intersect the Mon at one point, and yeah, we can then land. So I don't know what our fuel's looking like. Just under half a tank. We have enough, but I don't know if this. I don't know if young Jebediah is going to get home. I don't know. We'll send a rescue mission out for him at another time. So basically, we can speed up time a wee bit. And off goes Kerbin. Can we see the moon? I don't think we're going to. We can speed up time a fair amount. So this time we didn't interact with it, we didn't make it, but that's fine. We can just wait for it to go around again. And I don't think it's going to make it this time either, I don't think. So you can see us there. It's going to take a few loops, I believe, but we'll get there. Once we just get out to our apoapsis, just the very highest point, I'm just going to make a minor adjustment. There we go. A quick adjustment, you don't need to worry about this. It's just making sure I don't get back into the Earth's... Oh, that's the wrong way. Didn't want to do that. I wanted to go this way. There we go. I just gave myself a little bit of kick of speed so we wouldn't like enter Kerbin's atmosphere again. So anyhow, we can now time warp. Ah, here we go. Now see, it slowed us down, it's automatically stopped, because this time, when we come round, we go round the Kerbin, and we come back out, and we're going to meet the Mun. We're going to meet it here, and then we can go and land on it. So, good times. So now, we see Kerbin. It's the last time we'll see that for a while, because we're going to go and land on the Mun. I hope I've got enough fuel left. So basically, just while we're coming out here, I will show you on the bottom of the screen here. Put it down to 1 times speed for a second. So, on the screen here, on the 3D compass, this HUD here, the purple symbol is, if you go towards that, if you sort of line that up, that means you'll be pointing towards Kerbin. So you can see our nose, yeah. The pink dot is Kerbin. If we point it towards, there's a green here, there's a sort of green, it looks like the bum of the rocket, the base of the rocket, with an X in it. That's retrograde. That's retro, and then if we go 180 degrees away from that, you can see this one. it looks the same, but it's only got 3 parts on it without the X. This one's called prograde. Now, just having these two are hugely important for controlling your speed and not crashing on anything. So, this one here, prograde, means this is the direction we're heading in currently. So if I line that up there, if I were to use the boosters now, it means we'll be going faster in this direction. But if we wanted to stop ourselves, going anywhere, we spin round and get to the one with the X in it, the retrograde, and then if we were to blast rockets now, it would stop us. So it doesn't seem hugely useful at this very second, but it comes into huge importance when we intersect with the Mun here. So basically we'll wait until we get there, and then we'll stop it. I'll bring it back down to normal speed. Oh, also F9 will quick save as well. It'll be helpful. So, okay, slow down time. So, let's press tab to, nope, I want my target to be the spacecraft. So, okay, you can see our orbit. What's going to happen is, we're going to come and smash into the moon there. But we're going to be going quite fast, you see, because we're already going like 800 meters per second, and there's no air resistance that will slow us down, so we're just going to go and smash into there. We don't really want that to happen. So what we can do, now we're sort of like in the Mun's influence, now we're in its gravity, what we would do is, using our symbols here, if we go to retrograde, remember the one with the X in it, there we go, we'll just line the rocket up with that and press T, so we'll sort of hold it on there a little bit, and come out of the map. You can see now sort of like the base of the rocket is facing away from the moon. So basically, if you want to slow yourself down and sort of land on the moon, you've just got to line up with the retrograde, and it will counteract any sort of movement you have with the moon coming towards you. And that works the same for Kerbin, it'll work the same for anything, that retrograde. That's why it's so helpful. So we'll speed up, we'll press F5 and save that, because if it all goes wrong, I mean, this is great for practicing. Once you get just near the moon like this, you can practice again and again. So as the limited amount, yep, slow down. Oh, that was a bit of a bug. See, for some reason I smashed through the moon. So, F9. I was glad I saved it then. You'll also find that if you're sort of like near any time accelerate, you can accelerate past your death, which is something, yeah, I would also be keen on missing as well, to tell the truth. So speed it up a bit less. And as we're coming down, you can see we're picking up speed, because now we are sort of like being influenced by the sort of weaker gravity of the Mun, but it's still making us pick up speed. But we don't want to fire our rockets yet, because we're slowed down, and then the gravity will get us again and we'll just come up. To be the most efficient, because we haven't got a huge amount of fuel left, we just want to have one big burn. So now we're nearly a kilometre a second, which is quite fast. So we're put it down to 1 times speed. So you can see, yeah, retrograde, you can see that we're sort of coming in not bang on, not straight down onto the moon. We've got a bit of sideways motion, but we'll lose that very quickly once we burn. But with a rocket of this size, just a little sort of lander here, we probably need to start burning at about, I don't know, 40,000 foot. Something like that we'd need to start blasting to stop ourselves smashing. Okay, so I'm going to quick save once again there. Because I say 40,000, but that's a figure I'm pulling out my arse to tell the truth. So yes, oh, also, the little legs I put on there, we can deploy them now, if we want. If we just press the G button. There we go. How's about that then? Got our own little landy legs. In fact, I'm going to give it a bit more. I'm going to say 20,000 before I fire the rockets. Only because, although we're going a kilometre a second, it's quite a powerful rocket. Remember, only 4 of those rockets got us all the way here with all the extra fuel tanks. So it's quite a powerful little rocket on this. And not a lot of weight. Okay, so about 20,000. And I'm going to fire the rocket up. And watch our speed. See, we're retrograde. You can see the speed really flying off now. It's a bit squirrely trying to keep the rocket straight, but as long as you stay near that retrograde, it will sort of calculate itself. It will keep changing itself until it's accurate. Oh, that's a nice little view. I just hope, with all my heart, that we have got enough fuel to stop us. Yeah, we're going to be bloody Twitters, I don't know. Yeah, we're going to have enough fuel to get down, but I don't think we're going to be getting home. So you can see it's what I think we have landed on the dark side of the moon at the moment, which, although cooler than the light side of the moon, makes it a bit tricky for landing because we can't really see how far up we are. Can't see the shadow cast, but not too far up. But you see, I've landed on the Mun only using this retrograde, basically, and the figure of sort of like 270 degrees. I think I'm somewhere close. Oh, I'm very close. Oops, sorry. I over-egged it there. We're going up again. We'll be back down in a second. Again, it is very hard to see exactly where the ground is because we are on the dark side and there's no shadows being cast. And oops, and we're cut engines now. There we go. There we go. We're on the Mun. And all that just by using the retrograde symbol, and yeah, the fact that 270, that we're just sort of going directly east from around the equator. So we'll get Jebediah out. You can let go and bounce off the leg, and there we go. You can see the gravity is a lot less down here, but we can get the rocket pack on if we wish and go for a bit of a burn. So I believe, just from playing around, there is just enough fuel, but you're just a wee bit shy on the fuel just to get yourself out of, you can almost get yourself into orbit around the moon if you sort of like blast all the fuel in your jetpack. So yeah, already like 1,000 meters off the surface just from one blast. But then you can click on the jetpack and see, yeah. Oh, let's get back over towards the spacecraft. So yes, there we go. I will end it there. Oof. Sorry mate, you alright? Yeah. In space, no one can hear your legs break. So I think that would do us. I don't think he's going to get home with very little fuel, but that'd be something for another day. Oh, you're right, mate. Yep, you're alright. And scene. This is surely illegal. Get up. Anyhow, I shall see you again next time. Any questions, comments, whatnot, throw them in the posts below. And subscribe. Go on. You know you want to. I'll see you again. Goodbye.